Welcome to Hochoka Podcast.
Winston Churchill, who served as Prime Minister in England during the Second World War, once said, "I'd rather spend half an hour in the company of a top carpenter than 3 hours in the company of an average brain surgeon." It's our good fortune today to spend around a half hour with someone we consider a top carpenter here at St. Joe's. Hello, Matakiepi, and welcome to Hochoka, here at the center of St. Joseph's Indian School's campus. I'm Scott Wooster, your Hochoka host. Today we're joined by Trinity Sazue, 2021 graduate of St. Joe's, who went on to study the building trade and now applies his talents on the carpentry staff of the school. He joins us for an episode in our series where we visit alumni called Talking Thiyóšpaye. Welcome, Trinity.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. So Trinity and I have known each other for quite some time. Trinity's been a student at St. Joe's since you were... Yeah, forever. Yeah. What grade did you come to school here at St. Joe's?
I came into St. Joe's in first grade.
In first grade.
First grade.
You're officially a lifer of St. Joe's?
Officially a lifer at St. Joe's.
Okay, and for those who don't know what a lifer is, can you explain that?
A lifer is when someone is at St. Joe's from first grade all the way till they graduate.
Okay, yep, and you graduated, we just decided, 2021.
I graduated in 21.
Okay, excellent. I'm going to, just as a quick way to go through this, I'm going to give you the rapid fire, and I haven't given you these questions ahead of time, but I'm just going to say a word or a phrase. You're going to hit me back with a word or phrase as we go along.
Okay.
Who's your hero?
My grandpa.
And his name?
Arnold Sazue.
Arnold Sazue. Your favorite season of the year?
Fall.
Okay. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Dogs. Best time of the day for you?
8 o'clock at night.
Nighttime.
Yep,
okay.
nighttime.
Why 8 o'clock at night?
That's where I get settled down, you know?
Okay, you're chilled by that.
That's where I'm chill, yeah.
Okay. Name your style.
Kind of laid back and go with the flow.
Okay. What's in your fridge?
Milk and eggs.
Milk and eggs. You're a dairy guy.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your kryptonite?
Having to explain things because I'm horrible at it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to test that today for you. Okay. On camera, too, no less. What's your superpower?
Math.
Really? Okay. Served you well in your carpentry, I would think, right?
Yeah.
Served you well in Votech school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's the first thing you've got on your bucket list? What do you want to do in this life?
Soon I want to move out of state and live somewhere on my own.
Okay.
That's the plan.
And I'm going to come back to that later as we go along. Swimming pool. Cannonball or toe dip?
Cannonball. All the way.
You jump in all the way?
Yep, all the way.
Okay. Is your bed made right now?
Yep. Every morning.
Is that a St. Joe thing? You learned that here?
Yes, it is actually,
okay.
yeah.
All right. And do again or do over? You pick and tell us about it.
I would like to do my 4th through 6th grade years again. Do again, not do over. Because I don't want to undo what I did. Because I won't be the same person I am today.
So you would, those were good years for you, the 4th through 6th grade?
Those were my prime years, yeah.
Okay, so let's do it again.
Yeah, okay. I would love to do it again.
Wouldn't that be fun?
It would be very fun.
Yeah. So let's get into the meat of our conversation here. Done with rapid fire. Knowing you were a lifer, you came here from 1st through 12th grade and got to know a whole bunch of people that worked here at the school, and a lot of students that came and went during that time. And knowing that our parents who send kids to school and the general public are the audience for this podcast, what would you want them to know in a nutshell about your experience at St. Joe's?
My experience at St. Joe's is, well, it had a lot of ups and downs, but it was uphill all the way.
Okay.
You know, it was hard, but it was a good path to be on when I came here.
Okay. Nothing came easy?
Nothing came easy, no, because growing up from where I'm from, it was a big change from, back home to living in a boarding school.
Okay. when you came here, sometimes you hear people say that it takes a village to raise a child. And you already alluded to your grandpa back at home, Arnold Sazue being your hero, and a lot of us here know Arnold, at least somewhat. And there's a lot of people at home, and there's a lot of people at St. Joe's who have helped you out over those years. You've come into contact with a lot of adults over that time. Can you think of any particular people here at St. Joe's that may have helped you and made a real strong impact on you, and why did they impact you in that way?
Well, the house parents did a lot of impacting because you're in there with them every day.
Mm-hmm.
You see them every day, you get to know them every day, you get to know more, and they're the ones that get after you if you do something bad. And just the house parents, the teachers, and the counselors, they had a huge impact.
Yeah.
Throughout my years here.
Is there anybody in particular that has been very impactful for you?
Yes, Otis, my 4th through 6th grade house parent. Those years you're growing up, you're a kid, and he's a perfect house parent to be if you're a kid.
Okay.
He knows how to have fun, he knows how to keep you straightened up, he knows how to keep kids aligned,
Yep.
And so I think Otis he's the one that really impacted me the most here.
Okay. And if I always say if we're doing things right as adults here at the school, we're building relationships that last for life.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume that you and Otis still have a good relationship.
Yeah, we have. I haven't talked to him in a while, but he helped out my brother when I couldn't. He was there for him when I couldn't be around because I was too busy with high school or college, trying to get done with my own things. But Otis, on and off campus, he did help me in every way.
Yeah, stepped in, went above and beyond, and I know he's the kind of guy that has meals for former students. He's always doing that, these yearly meals that he'll invite all his alumni back to his home, and even invited some of the kids, his former students, to go with his current home on their family trip this year, which is above and beyond kind of stuff, if
That's
you ask
awesome.
me. Yeah, very cool.
Otis is a really cool guy.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so you talked about this, and this is where I'm circling back, but you talked about the difference between where you came from, which is the Kuwichash Oyate down in Lower Brule, and coming to St. Joe's, and you came here probably as a 6-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And what is life like for you back at home?
Life back home was very different because the environment I grew up in, I didn't really grow up in a good environment, so you adapt these habits, these bad habits from whoever's around you, and I can't say too much good things about back home.
Okay.
But it's not all bad, People there are only trying to do better, but, there are some things that get in the way.
Yeah. And you're talking about just the community in general.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not asking you to throw shade on Lower
Yeah, no,
Brule.
there's no shade. It's just, addiction is a really big thing over there.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of people lose themselves to that.
So what was it like as you came here? What was the difference with being here? What did it mean to you?
Well, back home there was no rules. Where you come to here, there was only but rules. You had to follow them, and if you didn't, you'd get in trouble. And it was a lot of getting used to. But growing up here, I think was really impactful, and they did a good job of making who I am today.
Yeah. And I know Arnold and Deb, your grandparents, and I'm thinking, no rules at home. They certainly had rules for you. I even knew them when you were a teenager, and they certainly had rules.
Yeah, I didn't start living with them until I was like in 6th grade, 5th grade maybe.
I understand.
Before I used to live with my mom and dad, and then they lost that house, and then I moved in with my dad, and then my grandparents didn't like that me and my brothers were living with my dad, so they took custody of us.
Okay.
And I've been with them ever since.
Yep. And I'm guessing they set some rules and parameters for you.
Yeah, that's my grandpa, huge impact. He said very few words, but every word that he said had a meaning.
Yeah.
Huge meaning to it, and it really meant something.
Yep. You got into carpentry, and I've worked with a lot of high school boys, and they're trying to find their way and trying to decide what they want to do with life, and there's so many choices out there, and with the Votex getting more and more popular, we're seeing more and more of that. But how did you yourself come into making a decision to go into carpentry?
I made my decision. It was a last-second decision, actually. I haven't even decided when I got accepted to all these colleges. I just was kind of looking through all the programs and stuff that they had, and looking back, I was kind of thinking about my dad because he used to work for housing, and so he used to do all that kinds of stuff. So that kind of came into my head, I would really like to do that. Plus, I didn't want to sit behind a desk and do all the other sorts of other stuff. I wanted to be out, hands-on, stay busy.
Did you work here at St. Joe's when you were in high school still?
Yes, I did work here. I was a custodian during the summer. That wasn't really my thing, so I switched up and I did summer camp.
You did? Okay.
For the next 3 years. I think this summer is going to be the 4th year doing it.
So what years did you do the custodian piece?
It was going into my freshman year of high school, I think, or just after my freshman year.
For how many summers?
Just one.
One summer?
For custodial.
The highly coveted custodian job. Everybody wants that job, and once they get it, they latch onto it.
Yeah.
You're the one that said, this isn't for me.
Yeah, that's not for me. So I switched up and did summer camp, and I really like that. You bond with the kids.
Yep.
You have fun. So it's I like doing that.
For our audience that might not know much about the Rising Eagle Day Camp that we put on here in the summer, just where do the kids come from? What kind of stuff do we do for that?
We pick up the kids from Fort or Lower Brule, and Lower Brule, I should say, Fort and Lower Brule. Fort Thompson gets 2 weeks of summer camp, and then Lower Brule gets 2 weeks of summer camp. But we take them, we go over to Fort, we pick them up, we bring them here. They go out, have breakfast, and then there's 2 groups that they split into, 2 different age groups. There's a younger age group, and then there's an older age group. And then they go out, we do all sorts of fun activities. We do Lakota studies with them, and pool. Everyone loves the pool. They love the pool, and just all sorts of other fun activities and stuff.
And then take them home at the end of the day.
Take them home at the end of the day.
Gives them a nice place where they can come and be safe, and alternative, something to keep them busy in the summer for kids that are elementary school.
Yeah.
And you really like that.
I do.
You took to working with kids.
I like working with the kids. It is a little of a hassle. You got kids trying to argue back with you. But I was there once, so I know how to keep them straight.
Makes it easier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Knowing the ropes a little bit. So did you say you're going to do that again? Or
yes.
So you take a break from the carpentry job and you get to, in the summertime?
Yes, I spoke with my boss up there, and they allowed me to do the summer camp.
Yeah.
Again.
Because it's that important to you to want to give back to the kids?
Yeah. I really... Plus, it gives me a little break from the carpentry job.
Yeah, exactly. Very cool. I like that. Maybe there's a future in working with kids for you. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You just don't know. At the end of high school, you're a senior. You're getting ready to go on to the next step. You could have gone into being a teacher or a counselor or something like that. You chose carpentry. Why?
Yeah. Like I said before, my dad was, in housing and stuff, and I wanted to just be hands-on.
Yep.
So that was one thing that really pushed me towards being a carpenter.
Yeah. Math play into that at all too? Or?
It does.
Okay. Yeah. Into your decision, I'm good at math, maybe this is something that I've got aptitude for?
Yeah.
Okay. And so then you settled in on Watertown, Lake Area Votech, correct? Mm-hmm. What was the draw to that school up there?
I think my sophomore or junior year, I went up there for like a college trip.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked the campus. It was really cool. And, just being that was actually my first college trip. So that kind of really, that's how I kind of sat down on the Lake Area.
Okay. It hooked you right away?
Yeah.
And you were there for how long?
I was there for 2 years.
It was a 2-year program, and I still remember you coming back for your visits, and you'd always come back and visit the old crew back here, and watched you mature even more as you went to college, and you find you're living on your own, you become a little different person. And was it always in your plans to come back and work at St. Joe's, or how did that fall into place?
I had no plan. Like I said, I'm laid back. I go with the flow. The only reason why I got this job is because I was offered it. And, it lined up being a carpenter, so I was like, yeah, I'll take it.
Yep. And you're go ahead.
And it's home. This is home.
Yep. I was going to say that. You're close. Chamberlain's home, St. Joe's is home. You're close to Lower Brule. You're 40 minutes away if you want to visit family there.
Yeah, I also got family duties, too.
Yep.
So I got to do my part.
Yep.
And help my grandma out.
Yep. And you have a younger brother. Still here.
Yeah, he's still here. He's in Germany right now.
Yeah, that's right. He took off this morning. I think he's on a jet.
I'm jealous. Yeah, very jealous.
You never got to do that, did you?
I had the opportunity, but I got scared.
Okay, to make the flight all the way to Europe and do that. Yeah, what a program that is, though.
I regret that decision.
But I bet you made a couple of trips while you were here, donor luncheons?
I made three donor luncheon trips. I went to Tampa, Florida.
Yep.
I went to Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And I went to Houston, Texas.
Wow. That might be a record to earn 3 donor luncheons. That's pretty cool. Not a lot of kids get to make that many. So you were doing something right while you were here. And off air, you made mention that when you were young, you were a bad kid sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was only back when I was back home. Not here, though.
When you were very small?
Yeah, just small, like growing up.
First
through sixth grade, around there.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to go home and just do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Whatever that may be.
Yeah.
But
even at that young age, you wanted the freedom to be able to do what you wanted and that kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, I was a bad kid, so mostly all that stuff was bad things.
Yeah. Well, and my philosophy as a counselor is there are no bad kids. I love every kid that's gone to school here, and you might have made bad decisions, but you're never a bad kid. And certainly when I was around you, you were making good decisions and earning donor luncheons and going to college and coming back and having people hire you. So you know this already, but you were doing something right. You made a lot of people here proud of you. Also, I should say this too. Athletics played a part in your success. I think you learned a lot from that. You're an athletic kid. Yeah. You've always had success in athletics, and were born with that gift. What did that mean to you? Your journey through athletics.
Athletics, basketball, cross country, track. All those other things, they played a huge part in my life. If I have never sprained my ankle in my 8th grade, right before 8th grade graduation, I think I could have had my career through cross country. I think I could have been a runner.
Yeah.
Because I was really good.
Yep.
And if I have never sprained my ankle, or given that, 2 month, 3 month, however, I think it was like a 3-month break of just no activities. Mm-hmm. I think things would be very different if I've never sprained my ankle, because that was my first decision, was to, at least try and do something in athletics.
Yeah. Huh. So you just felt out of shape, so didn't go out for cross country your freshman year?
No, and I didn't want to really mess up my ankle too bad, because it didn't heal properly. I didn't give it time to heal properly. So that played another factor.
But you ended up playing basketball for 4 years for the Cubbies, and it was a good career.
It was. I liked it. I think I did a good job as a student athlete, coming to basketball too.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes I think our kids here at the school, and some of our audience might not know this, but our kids 1st through 8th grade go to school here with each other. They're kids from all around the state of South Dakota, but they're all indigenous kids, Lakota, Dakota, Nakota. When you get to the high school, you're mixing in with the kids from town, so you've got that. It's a whole different situation when you get up there. Do you think athletics played a role for you in getting to know people or helping you settle into that system?
Yes, the athletics did a huge part of, getting to know more people. Gave me the opportunity to get to know more people. It gives you an opportunity, to make special bonds with certain people or whoever.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of my advice things that I said for when I graduated was get involved.
Mm-hmm.
You make more friends that way. You get out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
You make a lot of friends that way.
I hear every senior when they give advice, they say, get more involved.
Yeah.
Get out and meet people. Some of the kids who say it were kids that didn't get involved.
Yeah,
right?
And I was one of those kids because, I was a loud kid leaving 8th grade, but walking in quiet. It was a different change, or it was very different.
Yeah.
Because, you got all these other kids that you don't know compared to, the 13 kids that you grew up with in the same classroom.
Exactly. It's got to be culture shock, I would think.
Yeah. So.
Well, and as you say, you walked in quietly up there. You did put yourself out there and get involved with the basketball team, which I think is important to who you are too. There's a Lakota word I want to use with you and talk about what it means, but it's kihelakayo. Okay, and so basically what it means is keep going. Okay, what does that mean to you? Because you've always persevered.
Keep going, like straight up. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. Just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
There are going to be some tough times, but those times don't last forever.
Yep.
So you just got to keep going.
Awesome. Excellent. And that's worked for you? You've got to where you need to be with that?
Yeah. I think I'm doing pretty successful.
Yeah.
I'd like to say.
Yep.
I say that a lot, too, when I'm running. When I did that in track, I was burned out. I'm tired. I'm like, but keep going, Shannon. So I push myself that way. I still do that when I run.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to stop.
Yeah.
When I stop, I feel like I've given up.
Yeah.
So I try to push myself. Keep going, Trent. You can do it.
Yeah.
So.
And it's pretty obvious that you've taken that from running or basketball or whatever it might be, and you've put that on your own life and whatever you need to do, whether it's helping your grandma now or it's watching out for your brother or being there for other people or doing the carpentry business, making sure that you're making a living. It seems like you're doing that very well right now. So where do you see yourself 10 years from now? How's this look? Are you going to be a teacher with me here at St. Joe's?
That's a hard question to answer. I have no idea because pretty soon I'm going to be taking care of my niece.
Okay.
So it's going to be me and my niece, and I don't know how that's going to be. So I've never, I don't have a kid, so it's going to be a big change from, just living by myself to having to watch over someone now, having a kid, taking care of them, providing for them. My
guess is what you'll bring to that as a guardian for her is what you've learned from everybody in your life, whether they're at home or they're here, and you'll make the best of that situation too. And if you rely on your own advice, which is to keep going no matter what, I think you can do a lot of good for her and continue to do a lot of good for yourself and a lot of people.
Yeah. I want her to live a better life than I did. I'm not saying I lived a horrible life, but I just want her to do better than I did.
Yeah.
And, that's all I want for my little brother and sister, too.
Yep. And that's what we want as parents, is for something better for our kids than what we had. So
yeah, I want to try and, I want to do everything I can for my niece because I know what it's like when no one's not there for you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
I don't want that falling on my niece.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you seem like somebody that she can depend on. So, we'll support you here, of course, like we always do. But you're strong, and you'll keep on a good road for her.
I'll do my best.
Yeah. So from me and on behalf of the folks at St. Joe's, your family here, we're all Thiyóšpaye. I think you know that. We're all supportive of one another. If you need something from us, we're glad to help you. But you seem like you have a lot of things figured out, and I know you're gonna work hard and do what you need to do. We could not be more proud of you and who you are, who you've become, and I, for one, am proud to call you my friend. And to have you sit on this program and sit with me in Hochoka has just been a blast. So thanks for coming.
I appreciate it. It gives the people an opportunity to see or, hear what life was like on St. Joe's from, an alumni. And, I think it'd be good for other people to know who I am and what I did.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, man.
Yep.
You're the goods. And for our audience out there, thank you for joining us here at St. Joe's at the center of campus in Hochoka, where we talk about issues that are central to Native American education today. Until next time, stay centered.